Um, this next one, because it's such an intimate setting, I thought that tonight we'd do some of the other things that we do, like Dean messing up his guitar. Anyway, back in Puerto Rico, back in the 50s, there was a big scandal that happened. Not a scandal, it's just real. It really was something that happened. It affected me. This poem that I'm going to do next took about 20 years for me to write. And what happened, it was in Puerto Rico, women were being sterilized. They would have their fallopian tubes tied. And it was called La Operación, the operation. And it happened to my aunt, actually two of my aunts. And they were both sterilized. First, they would give birth, and then they would have their fallopian tubes tied without their consent or knowing about it. So this one is entitled Florencia. And like I said, it took a long time for it to come out. It goes like this. I will try to tell it without remorse or impassioned language so you can hear it deep in your heart forever. My Aunt Florencia Marquez was 20 when she began working for an American company in Puerto Rico. The company was taking advantage of a cheap wage, tax-free economic program called Operation Bootstrap, created in the 50s to get Puerto Ricans back in the workforce after having their agricultural jobs eliminated by industry. My Aunt Florencia Marquez had river green eyes and mountain brown skin. Sometimes the women who worked for the company would take maternity leaves, and the officials did not like this. So Operation Bootstrap implemented an island-wide sterilization program since it was cheaper than daycare centers. The women would go to the hospital, give birth, and have their fallopian tubes tied in the process without their consent. This was done to my aunt after my cousin Anita was born. And after grieving for a while, my aunt went back to work. She eventually saved money, moved to Chicago, and got a better job. My cousin Anita and I grew up together on the city's north side. Around 1961, when Anita was 16, she got pregnant and died from a coat hanger operation because abortions were illegal at that time. She had river green eyes and mountain brown skin. After grieving for a while, my aunt returned to Puerto Rico, where Anita was buried, and went back to work for the same company that sterilized her years before. My Aunt Florencia Marquez is an old woman now who enjoys the island breezes from her rocking chair on the veranda. But if you place your ear close to her chest, you can hear the ocean like a hollow seashell on the sand. I have nothing more to say. Thank you. That's why I don't do it too often. It still touches my heart. This next one is, let me lighten things up a little to make me laugh. Why I Want to Be a Real Poet by David Hernandez. I want to be a real poet so I can be deep, dark, and profound, so that no one will know what I'm talking about. But in fear of being called stupid, they will label me instead as symbolic and complex. I want to be a real poet so I won't have to be happy. I will be angry, bummed out, bewildered, and sensitive, alcoholic, drug-addicted, concave, convex, and seriously conflicted. I want to be a real poet so I can hang out in slummy, dirty joints or in a clean-cut university wearing tweed suits and take an inspirational walk through cherry lanes. Does Kevin doesn't have a plaid suit, does he? No, okay. So I can character assassinate fellow poets belonging to a different clique from my own, while simultaneously signing my newest poetry book entitled Blueprint for Unity. Finally, I want to be a real poet so I can participate in poetry discussions and be able to use such terminology as allegory, beat, cadence, denotation, eulogy, form, homograph, inflection, lyric, metaphor, notation, polyrhythm. Oh, some of you are laughing, you know what I'm talking about. Polyrhythm, repetition, syntax, theme, units, valediction, zoomatic, ellipsis, and onomatopoeia. But unfortunately, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I won't be a real poet after all. Thank you very much. All right, what's next? Okay, let me see. Oh, yes. This next one is, you want to do Bajo la Sombra de un Pino? No? We can do that. Or how about Piel Canela? Bajo la Sombra? Piel Canela? Piel Canela. Yeah, we're going to do one so that this one is a song that will be sung by Ana Santos Sanchez. See those shoes she's wearing? I try to hide them today because I don't like standing next to her because she really makes me look like a midget, you know. And then they make fun of me too about my height. These guys are insufferable. These people are insufferable. Anyway, the wonderful Ana Santos Sanchez, ladies and gentlemen.
Que se quede el infinito sin estrellas y que pierde el ancho mar su inmensidad, pero el negro de tus ojos que no muera y el canela de tu piel se queda igual. Si perdiera el arco iris su belleza y las flores su fragancia y su esplendor, no sería tan inmensa mi tristeza como aquella de quedarme sin tu amor. Me importas tú y tú y tú y solamente tú y tú y tú y tú. Ay, me importas tú y tú y tú y nadie más que tú. Ojos negros, piel canela que me llevan a desesperar. Me importas tú y tú y tú y solamente tú y tú y tú y tú. Ay, me importas tú y tú y tú y nadie más que tú. Eso. Ojos negros, piel canela importas tú, y tú, y tú, y solamente tú, y tú, y tú, y tú, ay, me importas tú, y tú, y tú, y nadie más que tú.
One and only, the one and only Ana Santos Sanchez, yes. What a great. This one is called A Whisper from the Past, and let me tell you how this came about. It's I was waiting for the subway one day in Chicago, right? And right across the other side on the platform, I saw this girl that looked exactly like a girl I used to know 40 years ago. And she was like my girlfriend at that time. The thing is, you know, there was a lot of drugs at that time in the city, a lot of heroin and all of that. And a lot of people overdosed. And she died from an overdose. But this girl looked exactly like her, almost dressed just like her. And so that's what this poem is about. It's about, you know, this girl I used to know. It's a love poem. It goes like this. Had I known that the breathtaking, young, beautiful you would be forever, I would have never closed my eyes while resting my head on your subtle intimacy. When night storms fireworked overtime, because now was our chance to lead the dance of the human condition. And that poem you wrote had the meaning and clarity hidden away in your tearful laughter. Had I known that our goodnight kiss took you home to a bag full of heroin and a needle from your dusty outfit, that after 2 good years of being clean and sober, You took one last breath and plunged the needle into the recess of your life. And that at 19 years old, you died over 40 years ago. Had I known that I miss you still, that still I miss you, I would have known that the breathtaking, young, beautiful you would be forever. Would be forever. Thank you. It's a juxtaposition, having beautiful music and a poem that's got a serious theme to it. Usually I don't have, well, I do have serious themes sometimes.